Good morning, yogis. Come on out and play. Wake up, your sunshine, and share this fabulous day. Everybody sing, hey, good morning. Hello, how do you do? Thank you for thank you for joining me on the yoga classroom where spirituality and science meet. Today, we are talking about communication. Yesterday, was the day of communication. And it's said by Kabbalah mysticisms to be governed by Mercury. And Mercury is the messenger, the communicator. I was actually born on a Wednesday, and so this is my number one planet. This is why I love to sing, I love to talk, I love to write, I love to express myself, and so when we're in alignment, then it's good, and we're there. When we're not, then some of the old bad habits that I've expressed earlier, talking over people, letting my head get a little too whipped up, and on and on and on. So let's start with a little bit of science behind communication. The written word, a text, an email, anything that's just words, is 7 to 10% of communication. Now, I want you to really think about that. How many of us have ended relationships on a text? 7 to 10%. We are leaving it up to whatever's going on in whatever other person's life it is, or whatever, that they're receiving our electronic mail that they're going to get out of their mailbox whenever they can, and we're going to trust that they're going to be in the same state of mind that we are when we send it. And that's what really creates so many of the problems, is this misunderstanding on words, because the words are only 10% of it. True communication is sitting with somebody or talking to somebody so you can hear their voice, you can sense the emotions, and really get into the rest of the communication. Now, my biggest gift, I thought, was always the visual, the sight, what they call clairvoyance. But clairaudience was actually the first thing that I recognized as being something that was bigger than me, and that I was tapping into some kind of a different zone when I went through my spiritual awakening, because I didn't know what happening. It was like, I was Harry Potter, and my invitation to Hogwarts got lost in the mail, and Dumbledore died when COVID hit, and that was me. I was trying to figure out this, in the Harry Potter books, the Muggle world, the non-believers, and the magical world, and that is you believe in pretty much everything, and know that there are 25 dimensions to our universe, and that hearing things that are not being spoken to us right here and now is actually one of those gifts. And what happened was I started hearing messages from dead people in my head, and I had no dictionary, no teachings, no understanding of what was happening. But it didn't scare me, because the first one, I'll just give you the first one. There was a Jewish voice, and he just kept saying, you got to talk to Jono, you got to talk to Jono. And his name is Saul. And so I knew who Jono was, and I had another message for him. He was one of my teachers. He's amazing. And we both were like, whatever this is. And I guess I just needed to talk to him about that and give him the other message that was very, very, very meaningful to me. It was not just a vision, but verbal messages for a teacher of somebody that he had actually taught yoga to in a jail. And the vision was that this young man was dying, and he was bleeding out, and when he did, he remembered Jonathan, and the vision he had was, he was really at peace to go on to the next level because of the teachings that Jonathan gave him. And so the message I gave to him was just for Jonathan and me, and for Victor, this beautiful man that showed me who he was, and the messages that went on. But it was really big in my life. So today I have some of my friends with me. I have I couldn't count them today, 35 to 45 different sound healing things. Now, sound healing is frequency, and everything has frequency. This beautiful heart rock, was frequency. One, because I asked my spirit guides to, give me, I want a really good big, perfect heart rock. I don't know that you could get any more perfect than that. I got this on a walk with a friend just a couple days ago. But because I was in a really good space, I was grounded, I was in my element, it was in love. All of a sudden, I just looked down and it was right there. And that's what happens. I have found hundreds and hundreds of heart rocks, heart shells. They come to me all the time because I asked for them. And that's the thing. If you want to start testing your faith and your spirituality and your God or whatever you want to call it, ask them to bring you a sign and make it specific. The other thing that I noticed was that I know is that when when people do leave, they're active for about 40 days to try and communicate to their loved ones to say, no, I am all right. I'm here to let you know I'm okay because I'm in the good place. You guys are in the really, let's say, karmic place, in the really trying place, and the challenging place. And so, especially right after a loved one has died, songs on the radio, the D run, the D run. I don't know what that's about, but I was singing that the day after her service, and I was doing it down in the old barn, and I just feel like she was not a Hardy Boys fan. I don't know, but I just feel like that was something that maybe between her brothers they were making fun of. I'll just leave it at that. But sound itself, actually the frequency of sound, each of our energy centers is attuned to a different sound. And even more than that, when you bring the science in, binaural beats has shown that when you take frequencies, since they know that a particular frequency helps to clear certain things, not just in the energy centers, but also in organs too. But binaural beats is one of the sciences, and I will share a couple of links with that have been instrumental in really helping me clear a lot of these stuck traumas that were residing, all over my body. And the science behind binaural beats is you listen to them with earbuds or headphones or between two speakers. And one tone goes in the right ear and one tone goes in the left ear, and it lets your brain, your body, your being make up the missing tone for the healing for wherever that is. And so simply by singing the scales, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I have a beautiful little yoga thing for kids on do, a deer that I'll share later on this week, maybe a family thing. And so it's vital. Listening to music has been my savior, and I used to do it before I knew what was happening. I worked in advertising and marketing I had something like 17 years, and I would come home sometimes after a 12-hour day, sometimes even longer, and I would crank up the music and I would dance. I would get into the physical body, and then I would just sing. And it really kind of let everything of the day go, and for me to reset and be in my home and then have my rest time, so that the brain wasn't doing this thinking all night long and keeping me up. I always compare it to women. We're kind of like Rottweilers. We get an idea and we just go back and forth, and that's kind of that freeze and figure out quality, that when we're imbalanced and we're still kind of affected by our traumas, we're always kind of stuck and we're always trying to figure something out. And we've really got to kind of let that go and go with the flow. So I got a little distracted there because I feel very passionate about this. I've been told that I'm going to get rained on if I don't kind of get through this and get going. So the science talks about the Blue Group studies. It's a documentary. It's a 4-part series. I'm getting a little distracted. And it talks about the 4 things to live to be 100 years old that they have studied over years in places all around the world, from the Himalayas to LA. And the number, all 4 of them are equal. And there's movement. We're going to do a little bit of movement. There is nutrition. We'll talk about that at a later date. There is purpose, and there's community. And how do you build community? Community means sitting in community, not having an online community. Yes, that works, and they have been so supportive, and they're wonderful. But unless you're real timing and FaceTiming and just doing it, in a chat group, ooh, how many of us has been in one of those when those got a little too volatile or crazy? We've seen it happen all the time on social media. So today, let's just get going. I think I've given you enough of a science. I've gotten a little distracted. We talked about Wednesday's energy, how important communication is. I will talk a little bit more about it. Silence is a killer. One of my posts has articles on that. You're going to have to go back a little bit to March or April of 2 years ago for that one if you want to see some of those posts in there. But let's just go ahead and get started with a little bit of movement. And I'm going to stand up. If you want to sit, please feel free to sit. I just got a lot of energy, really want to ground. And when we stand and do breath work, okay, we stand and do breath work, it does get into the mind. So it really helps balance this third eye. And then this computer I've talked about that, if we don't feed it right, it just crashes and burns and it twirls up. And one of the biggest things for me is I grew up upside down. One of my planets is Uranus. That's not one of the big seven, but it's the only planet that rotates on its side. And so for me, getting my head down and just taking a breath and getting some fresh oxygen into that blood so that I can concentrate and be with you here and now and not get so distracted is very helpful for me. But what we're going to do is we're really going to work on the face right now and the throat and also the spine. One of my beautiful mentor yogis that I never met, but I've had connection with, has said that a healthy spine is a healthy mind. And I completely agree, because we have to think about that spine. It connects everything. It's our highway for not just the nerves, but if you look at the way that the body is built, it connects all of the organs. And when your highways get clogged up, when you've got back issues, when you've got stagnant things in there. So we're going to be talking about the 6 motions of the spine for that. Today we're going to do 2 of them. So the 6 motions are forward, backwards, side to side, and then stretching through the obliques. Okay, just so you know, you've got them there if you don't see any of the other videos. Today we're just going to open up this way because we're going to get our arms into it. We're going to take a big deep breath and we're going to wow it out. This is the way I used to love to start my chair yoga classes with my beautiful seniors. I missed y'all down in San Diego, but here I'm back, right? So in just a nice standing or sitting comfortable position, we're just going to go wow. And I want you to really open up the eyes, stretch the face, feel it, get that mouth really wide open, wow. And whatever's comfortable for you, start to open up that heart space and take the head back a little bit, not so that it's uncomfortable, and then come around. We're going to do 3 of these this way, and then we're going to turn around and do it exactly backwards. So that's the movement we're going to do. And first, we're going to do a little priming. But we're going to do a little different. We've done 3 days of priming. Priming is inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down. Today we're going to do 10, kind of fast, because I've got a lot of energy. I kind of want to pump that energy up. And then the next 10, because I'm going to set you guys up for your sound healing. I'm just going to go right into it after we wow it out. Ooh. Let's change that up. Let's wow it out, then let's breathe, and then I'm going to let you sit and enjoy just a little sound healing, and I'll give you a little indication of what you might want to do during that sound healing. So let's do that. Since I've showed you the wows, let's go ahead and we're just going to do 3 of them. Now I'm going to bend all the way over, but like I said, all it is as long as you're making your spine do this, and the spine goes all the way up to the top of the head, all the way down to the tailbone, and then this. And it can be, if you cannot move your spine, imagine it, because here's the thing. Our brain, if we truly believe it in our brain, our body doesn't know the difference. One of the most crippled yogis ended up being one of the most famous yogis for headstands with his legs all twisted up, because he couldn't even do crisscross applesauce, right? but he imagined in his mind that he was feeling his body do it. So that if you are physically impaired and ever doing movement, imagine that your body's doing this. Feel it as if you're doing it in your heart, and you will start to see some differences and some healings to help you have more movement. We'll talk about this later when we really get into the healing. So let's just go ahead and get some wows. And if you're standing up, I like to do hip distance because, ladies, this isn't very comfortable for us because our hips are here and our feet should be hip distance apart. Your hips are this big, so it's not this. No, they look like that. That's just this extra curricular stuff we got going on, right? So right here, wherever your hip bones are, and have the alignment straight down if you're standing up. A slight bend in the knees so that we're not locking them out, we're keeping that blood flow going. Try to keep the spine straight up and down where you are, but you are where you are, and that is perfect. And then simply splay the arms really big, stretch all the way through the fingertips, and just go, wow, and start to arch back. And then when you come around, bend forward. I'm gonna go all the way forward because this feels good, and go, wow. Make sure you breathe, inhale nice and big. Last one this way, wow. Now, opposite, and say it backwards, right? Wow. Right? Bring a smile on, get into that heart. Wow. Last one, make sure you're breathing in between. Wow. And then wherever you are right here, just take a moment. If you have any heart issues, don't take that heart, or don't take the head down below the heart. If you don't, you can bend if you're standing. You can bend and kind of relax like this. If you're sitting, same thing. Make it comfortable. We're really getting into the top chakras here. And then when you come up, slowly, start to come up and think of stacking the spine one Lego at a time. The red first, the orange, then the yellow, then the green, then the blue. Come all the way up. When you get up, bring the shoulders up and back. Open it up, palms forward. Beautiful. Nice big inhale. Longer exhale. Now we're going to shake it up a little bit too, because all these energy blocks and all these things we get in there and these peptides, sometimes they just need a little help. And if we just simply, I call it the Peanuts dance from, Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown dance, just simply doing this is great. Kids love to do this. I do this in bed. I do a big shaking thing, and it's really just shake the out, right? That's what we want to do. And then the other thing is get your hands on your body and break that up. I love to do the twists on the fascia on my arms. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. We get so much stuff stuck in our fascias. Same thing here. Really like to go down the legs, whatever hurts, whatever's uncomfortable. Nice. These are knuckle rolls on the low back. Feel fantastic. If you have low back issues, bring the belly in and support that spine. Okay. So let's just have a little shaky. Now, when I'm giving you the sound healing, if you would like, and if you feel comfortable, if you've got a lot of energy like me today and want to facilitate it, give yourself a nice, just beautiful body massage. When's the last time you got into your head? Get into the head, get into the scalp, really get in there. Oh, that feels so good, Just, don't wait for somebody else to massage you. You should be doing this every day. Our hands are an extension of our heart and natural healers. When we get them on our own body, we get into these. One of the exercises when I show you chair yoga, we'll really get into consciously getting some of the tension out of this area. So once you're all nice and shaken up and we're ready to go, we're going to go do some priming. So we're going to do 10 breaths up and down. Inhale up, exhale down, your choice, open mouth or closed mouth. Closed mouth keeps the heat in, open mouth lets it out. So we're going to do 10 of those, and then the next time we're going to go up, and then we're going to go down and around longer to start to relax and get into the parasympathetic nervous system. Hands are going to come together up heart center for balance and around. We'll do 10 of those, and then after that, I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to go ahead and just give you sound healing. That's not true. I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to have you come in and make sure you hug yourself, because I always end every class like that, and I don't want to talk after I've done the sound healing, so that you can just sit in the vibrations. And this is the first time I've ever done that, so we'll see how it goes. Mr. Singing Bowl, he's not sure if he wants to be here or not. So there might be a few clunkers in that one. So, you know, those of you that are musicians, if this irritates you, breathe through it. Breathe through it, because that is an expectation of perfection. I am not a musician, I'm a sound healer. It's a very, very, very different thing, but yet in the same. So all you musicians out there, thank you, thank you, thank you for the music, the songs you're singing. Thanks for all the joy you're bringing. Who can live without you? I love ABBA. Okay, that's one of my, like, play in the background. Mamma Mia 1 and Mamma Mia 2, I probably at least 30 times each. I don't know. So thank you for letting me do that. And let's go ahead and prime with the breath and get the energy, that essential nutrient, to start getting the oxygen moving for the optimum healing. Ready? Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bring a smile on. 8, 9, 10, and then all the way up. Inhale up. And I did it opposite, but this is the way we're going to do it, is down through heart center. Bring it up and around. Exhale longer. Start to calm the nervous system. Inhale up. Exhale down for 3. Inhale up. Exhale. 4. Do only what you can do. We'll meet you when we're done. Honor your body, little, little, little. 3 more. Really slow it down, these last ones. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Maybe touching your centers on the way down, just connecting with the body. Sit for a moment. See where the vibrations are going. Feel the healing already started, already done, already happened. And when you're ready, keep your eyes closed for the rest of it if you like. Open up your wingspan, your arms, that beautiful extension of your heart, and exhale. I want you to hug the most important person in the room. Yes, that's you. Silently or loud, dip that head into that heart space. Say to yourself, I love you. Say your name. Love you, Sue. Tell you what you need to hear today. It's a little long, but it's good. It's good. It's good. Bring the joy in. Think of one of the most fabulous heart-opening moments. Oh, seeing my sister's kids being born. Oh my gosh, so much joy. Oh. And when you are just filled up with joy, bring the hands, bring them to prayer. The first one's always for you. The light in me honors the light in me. And then when we're ready, thank you for joining me for my first official sound healing and singing in public while you see my face. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends, and enjoy. So first, I'm going to use the drum. Sit silently, and I like it that we've got a little emergency in the background, because we're going to be disrupting the energy again a little bit before we straighten it out. when you're meditating and you hear these sounds, try to be grateful. Whenever I hear a siren, I send blessings to whatever's going on here. You know, bless our firefighters, and bless those that they're going to take in need. And when we do that and find gratitude in something that might annoy us, it changes your entire world. Trust me, I lived under the flight path right out of San Diego Airport in Point Loma, and it would rattle my windows. And you'd have to have they used to call it the Ocean Beach pause, but I was in Point Loma, so it was even more. And the minute I started blessing everybody overhead and imagining where they were going, whew, you know, magic started happening. So let's let you get back in to your Zen den. And enjoy. And thank you.